He never existed, but you always did. The spiritual anatomy of a romance scam. Hey beautiful, that's how the con begins, not with a threat, but with a whisper. Not with a stranger's face, but with a reflection of your wounds. The ego doesn't storm the gates, it sends a message. I see you. I choose you. You're different. And suddenly, a part of the mind that thought it was alone feels seen. This is not a documentary about Nigeria. It's not a story about Yahoo Boys. This is a metaphysical post-mortem, a dream analysis, a mirror held up to the mind that forgot it was already loved. The scam wasn't him. The scam was separation. And separation causes all misery, identity theft, ego's favorite crime. They stole her face. They used his photos. They built entire fantasy lives on Instagram and WhatsApp. But the Course reminds us, nothing real can be threatened. Only the false identity can be stolen. The one that was made, not created. The one you assembled from trauma and timeline, from not enough and too late. The ego's identity can be hijacked because it's not real. But the true self, God-given, untouched, eternal. You were never at risk, but you forgot what couldn't be lost. Separation causes all misery. Giving to get, the ego's false economy. She gave everything to be chosen, to be wanted, to be seen. Money wasn't the currency. Unworthiness was. This is the ego's love economy. Give not because you have, but because you hope it will make you worthy. That's not giving. That's bargaining. Manipulation dressed as devotion. And it always ends in resentment or collapse. The Course says, giving and receiving are one in truth. But in ego's system, they are always apart. Separation causes all misery. Unworthiness. The fertile soil of the scam. You can't scam someone who knows they're whole. You can only seduce the one who doubts, who aches, who believes the mirror. These women weren't gullible. They were conditioned. By time, by grief, by roles that no longer fed them. And the scammer only showed up because part of the mind still asked to be chosen. You're only targeted where you believe you lack. Separation causes all misery. Victim and perpetrator. The split mind theater. Every heartbreak needs a heartbreaker. Every giver needs a taker. And every illusion needs an audience. There is no scammer without someone willing to believe. And no victim without someone willing to forget. The mind plays both roles. The one who seduces and the one who suffers. All of it. A split mind trying to remember its wholeness. The scam requires both parts of the dream, and both must be forgiven, not for what they did, but for what they never really did at all. Separation causes all misery. Special love, the honey trap. Special love always feels like salvation right before it turns. It flatters, it rescues, it binds, but it's always laced with sacrifice, and fear, and loss. The Course says special love is the ego's most subtle weapon, because it promises heaven, but always delivers hell. She said, "He told me he loved me. But if it came with conditions, fear, or a price tag, it wasn't love. Love gives everything because it is everything. Separation causes all misery." The setup. Ego's scripted seduction. These weren't random cons. They were formats. The oil rig widower. The daughter in boarding school. The customs fee. The delayed flight. Each one an archetype. Scammers don't create illusions. They follow scripts, just like the ego. The Course says, you do not have to believe it. You do not have to accept it. Some of it you may actively resist. None of it matters. No, it is true. The truth has no script. Only the ego needs one. Separation causes all misery. The dream itself, the deeper scam. I saw him on video, so I knew he was real. That's how deep the dream goes. A few pixels and a voice lag become proof of existence. And so the mind invests. But no form can ever confirm truth. No face, no profile, no sweet message at midnight. This is the dream, and the ego will animate any character to keep the illusion alive. The scam wasn't him. The scam was believing you were missing something. Separation causes all misery. The aftermath. Addiction to illusion. One woman gave a second scammer $500,000 to help her find the first. Another hoped the man in the photos would fall in love with her for real. This is how the ego keeps the show running. If the first dream collapses, it offers another chance, another maybe, another hook. The heartbreak isn't over when the scam ends. It ends when the seeking ends. When you no longer ask love to come from a stranger. Because it never left. Separation causes all misery. The undoing. Forgiveness without blame. Forgiveness doesn't say, it's okay. It says, it never really happened. Not in truth, not in God, not in the light where you are already whole. The women were never broken. They were asleep. And now, they're waking up. Not to shame, but to truth. Separation causes all misery. He never existed, but you always did. The name was fake. The photos were stolen. The love was scripted. The heartbreak was real, but only because it touched a place already hurting. He never existed. But you did. Before the scam, before the story, before the search. You were whole. You were love. You were safe. And no scammer, no script, no shadow of the ego could ever undo that. You were never the lie. You are the light. You are not the dreamer who got scammed. You are the one who is waking up. Because in the end, only separation causes all misery. And separation never really happened.